Okay, welcome back for round two. After burning my syrup last weekend, we've been waiting all week. Everything's been frozen solid. There's been sap in the buckets, but it's all been frozen, so it's not going bad. I've got a couple 5 gallons chilling in the fridge, and today it's ramped up. It's like 10 degrees now, and I think the trees are just hosing out sap. So we're gonna go gather, and then we're gonna do a big boil, and we're gonna not mess it up this time. The chickens like the warm weather too. Hey girls. Hi. Holy moly. Yeah, see, this one was only about a third full yesterday. And what I can do is I can take out these chunks of ice and toss them, because that'll be just pretty much pure water. So don't need to boil all that. What I'll have to do is get the stove going, gather everything, and then I'll have to gather again at the end of the day because the buckets will probably be half full again. But it'll be a big boil, and we'll probably end up finishing late tonight. And look, these ones are overflowing. That's unbelievable. That was only half full last night. I guess they started flowing around midnight or so when the temperature came up. All right, I gotta stop messing around and get some pails and gather this stuff. Wow. Here's the stuff from the fridge that I gathered last weekend. I'll fill up the pans and get the stove going, and then go around and gather everything else. What's that? Okay. Actually, you know what? I think that's the right amount of ice that I could just take it out. If the thing was frozen solid, I wouldn't want to get rid of wouldn't want to get rid of all of it, but I bet this is all just pure water. Toss it back in the bucket, and if it melts off a bit, we'll keep the melt. And all the rest is just ice. Ooh. Oh, cold in my hands. All right, got some sap in each of the pans. And then I can start up the stove. Just need at least a bit in the bottom so you don't totally burn the pans. The stove setup is far from perfect. Like, the heat comes up in the kind of V between the pans, which really isn't ideal. That's why I end up with a lot of this burnt stuff on the side, is because it scorches the side. Ideally, the heat would just hit the bottom of the pans, and eventually I'll make a proper flat pan for this stove. I think the stove is perfect. It's all I'll ever need, even if I went up to 50 or more taps, but the pans are going to be the thing that slow me down and that kind of reduce the quality of the syrup, because you get some of that scorched flavor coming back in. But they're also the hardest thing to make, and I'm not rich enough to be buying them, or don't want to anyways. So I'll have to design and make my own in a way that's possible, because to do the flues on the bottom is pretty challenging with the equipment that I have. So we'll have to figure out something manageable. Let's get this fire going. How good is that? Keep the coffee warm. All right, I better go gather some sap. Stop just sitting here. All right, gather, gather, gather. Did I do this one already? No, it's not running. I must have got a dead spot on this tree. Last year, this was the sweetest tree we had. This year, nothing going on. I guess maybe that dead spot leans up to it. That's too bad. I might re-tap it. We'll see. Or let it heal. Yeah, some of them are almost just like a stream. Crazy.
Look how fast. Okay,
That's crazy. Almost a steady stream. I've never seen that before, actually. That fast? Ashley likes the ice.
I don't. Is that a bug?
Math.
Mouse. I don't think so.
Maybe. But they might be okay.
You want me to close that?
Oh, yeah, sorry. We're gonna have some long arms today. That's a great tree. Being out in the sun definitely gives us that spring boost. Oh, is it just full? Or is it leaking? Or is that just condensation? I think it's just condensation. Oops. But it is almost full. Kind of catch the ice and then just let the ice fall. We don't need that. Another thing I have to do today is go for a ride. Motorcycles came legal yesterday. Today's the 16th of March. So I gotta get my bike out and go for a rip. Somehow, in between all the boiling, cannot leave that stove unattended for long, as we learn every year. Corey said it's like the pancake rule. The first one always has to be no good. So my first boil was no good. Everything's up from here. But I do really want to go for a ride, so we'll have to find a way. How are we looking? This one's got a little bit. Not a very big tree, so no problems there. I love seeing all the different barks on the maple. Like, this is a good running tree. See, yeah, it's like almost half full on a smooth bark. I don't know if that means it's silver or not sugar. I tap anything that has maple leaves on it, basically. But just neat to see all the different types. This one's pretty good. Nice. I think this is the last one. Like I said, we'll have to go around again at the end of the day because they're all running so enthusiastically. But they'll probably all be full again, or full. Some of them are running like a stream. So we'll get all this into the stove. And then once we start to run low, we'll come out and gather again and refill. And we should have a good batch. So far I wasn't really counting, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so pails, which would make about 40 gallons, maybe a bit less. So quick math, I might end up with a gallon of syrup. My woods are pretty high sugar content, I've found, so the kind of 60-to-1 rule doesn't quite apply. I seem to get closer to 40-to-1, which I'm pretty happy about. And look, we actually have boiling. Took about an hour for the stove to get revved up, but now we're boiling. Ooh, my coffee's hot too. Good boy. Thanks for your help, Messi. Okay. Something I gotta do here is take this damn door off. I set it up and it opens inwards. That's the way the hinges were on it before. But it's driving me crazy. It's so in the way to load the stove. And I've got the old French doors off the front of our shop. So I'll get this out, rip those pallets off eventually, and replace the whole front with French doors that are gonna open outwards. It'll just be gorgeous. And part of the history of the shop. They were on the shop for 20 years or so. And I've got the stove from the shop. This was my grandpa's front door too, but maybe we won't be using it here anymore. The big windows from the shop, all the front doors from the shop. Hang some chainsaws in here and you got the whole package. This is definitely one of those days that I wish could be like 100 hours long, or a week long, or a month long. Days that like I don't want to even stop to feed myself. I haven't eaten anything yet today. It's like noon or something. I'm not really sure. I want to gather all my sap, boil, gather again, boil some more, finish it in the house and make syrup, but also be outside in the beautiful weather. I want to go for a ride. I want to go out with the four-wheelers. I want to go out and walk with Kelsey and Ash. I want to run the wood chipper. I want to move firewood. I want to clean up my trails after the big flood that we had here. The days are too short when they're this nice, but nothing you can do. Just don't spend time looking at your phone, basically. Make the most of the daylight you have. And I'll definitely be tired at the end of the day. Some of these trees, I mean, look at that. That's great. We gathered like less than an hour ago. So I think by this afternoon they'll be 3/4 full again. Yeehaw. All right, I need this stove running hotter. So I've got some dryer vents and junk that I found in my basement. On the side of the stove, there's this port that is cut in. I'm gonna try and rig up some sort of leaf blower or blower setup and just get this thing burning hotter. Need more heat. You can see there's already a little bit of a draft in there, so I definitely know it's breathing from there because watch this. Whoop. So if I get some air in there, it's gonna heat up for sure. All right, there's the setup. Real pro stuff. I gotta get myself a battery blower for this. Afternoon update, everything's going well. Boiling's coming along. I'm down to 2 extra pails to put in, but still a long afternoon and evening to go. I do really want to finish it all up tonight. We'll see. And then there is the trees, which are refilling as we speak. So we'll see how we get through it tonight. Just went for a little rip on my DRZ, and it feels really good to be back on the bike. I shut the blower off here. This is just too much noise, and if I keep on top of the wood, I can keep the 3rd one boiling pretty good, and even the 4th one a tiny bit, so I don't really need the blower. If I get an electric or battery blower, I might reconnect it. Everything's coming along nicely. All the sap is in the stove, and I even went out and got another pail full. Some of the trees are almost overflowing because I was starting to run low in the stove. I'm letting it burn a little bit low here and just simmer so I can take a break because it was like trying to boil over and just, I'm exhausted. It's like 5:30 or something. So I've been going for 7 hours or so, kind of nonstop. I did manage to feed myself, which is very important. But it's coming along. It's coming along. I'm going to take a kind of a mini break. I have some friends on the way over, and then we'll ramp up the stove again and try and finish all this stuff tonight. All right, we're going back out to gather again. The stove is running a bit low. It's very important that it doesn't boil over. Oh wow. So that's what's run just since earlier today. A lot of the trees are half full or more. Pretty remarkable. Holy cow, look at that. 3/4 full. Woo-hoo, baby. I think I'm still going to be boiling for a while. And the trees are still running hard. I actually need to get my pre-warmer going again. I was running low on sap before, but that's not going to be a problem for a while. Easy. Okay, let's do a bit of transferring here. So, as we transfer along, this pan ends up the sweetest because I never transfer out of this front pan. now for many, many more hours of boiling. Alright, little 10 p.m. update. You'll see this is now back to sap because I pulled the syrup off. About, I don't know, 3-4 inches of syrup in there, and I saw the bubbles getting big, so I knew it was like a couple minutes away. So I yanked the pan off. This is still very sugary, so this will be my finishing pan, but I'm done for tonight. I'm friggin' bushed. I've been doing this for like 12 hours. So I'm gonna kind of transfer these all into there and fill everything up right to the top with sap and let the stove just wind down. I don't think I'll finish the syrup in the house tonight because I don't really have any good pots to do it with, but that'll be a job for another night, I guess. Had some friends over and they helped me finish some beers. Thanks to everyone that visited. It was a really good time. And thanks for watching.